World War I killed more than 15 million people. It destroyed empires, redrew maps, and changed the course of history forever. But here's the strange part. It all began with a teenager and a pistol. One gunshot in a city most people had never heard of. A gunshot that triggered a chain reaction so powerful that millions of people would eventually lose their lives. So how did one assassination start a world war? The answer begins long before the trigger was pulled. To understand World War I, imagine Europe as a room filled with gasoline. For years, tension had been building between the continent's most powerful nations. Countries were competing for land, resources, and influence. Nationalism was spreading. People believed their nation was superior to others. At the same time, governments were spending huge amounts of money on their militaries. Armies grew larger. Navies grew stronger. New weapons were being developed. Everyone was preparing for a war they hoped would never come. Then came the alliances. Countries began making promises to protect one another. Germany aligned with Austro-Hungary. Russia aligned with Serbia. France and Britain had agreements with Russia. On paper, these alliances were supposed to keep peace. In reality, they made a future war far more dangerous. Because if one country was attacked, its allies would be dragged into the fight. Europe had become a giant row of dominoes. All it needed was a push. That push came on June 28, 1914. In the city of Sarajevo, Archduke Franz Ferdinand was visiting Bosnia. He was the heir to the throne of Austria-Hungary. One day, he would rule one of Europe's largest empires, but not everyone welcomed his visit. A group of Serbian nationalists wanted Bosnia to break away from Austrian control. Among them was a 19-year-old named Gavrilo Princip. He and several others planned to assassinate the Archduke. At first, the plan seemed to fail. One attacker threw a bomb. It missed. The Archduke survived. Most people would assume the danger had passed. But history had other plans. Later that day, the Archduke's driver made a wrong turn. By pure chance, the car stopped near a cafe, and standing nearby was Gavrilo Princip. Imagine his shock. The target he thought had escaped was suddenly right in front of him. Princip pulled out his pistol. He fired 2 shots. Within minutes, Franz Ferdinand and his wife were dead. The world didn't know it yet, but those 2 gunshots had just changed history. Austria-Hungary was furious. It blamed Serbia for the assassination. A month later, it declared war. Under normal circumstances, that might have been the end of the story. But remember the alliances. Russia stepped in to support Serbia. Germany responded by supporting Austria-Hungary. Germany then declared war on Russia. France joined to support Russia. Germany attacked France through Belgium. Britain entered the war after Belgium was invaded. One by one, the dominoes fell. What began as a dispute between 2 countries quickly spread across Europe. Soldiers marched off believing the war would be over in a few months. They were wrong. The fighting would continue for more than 4 years, and the cost would be unimaginable. By the time World War I ended, millions were dead. Entire cities had been destroyed. 4 major empires had collapsed, and the world would never be the same. It's tempting to say that World War I started because of one teenager and one pistol. But that's only part of the story. The assassination lit the match. The alliances, rivalries, and tensions were the gasoline. And once the fire started, nobody could stop it. Sometimes history changes because of one moment, but more often, because of everything waiting behind it.